Some trends withstand the test of time and become enshrined as staples, like the leather jacket, the denim jacket, khakis, the graphic t-shirt. And some trends fall right back into obscurity, where they may pop up and try again. For the most part, they get buried, or they just become less popular. I'm your boy Reggie Casual. Here are a couple of trends, 7 in fact, that didn't make the cut this decade. Some of you are not gonna like the results of this. I already know. Let's get it. Fedoras. Oh, fedoras. They came, they saw, and they left. The fedora trend for guys came at a time when men were exploring more and more options for more classic looks. Quiet as kept, the early 2010s, menswear was dominating fashion. A ton of Instagrammers and YouTube personalities alike made a name for themselves during this time, and the fedora was right there in the center as the hat that could put a classic look together. And then cats started wearing them casually with t-shirts, and it ruined an otherwise optional hat that no one now would be caught dead in unless they're wearing the proper attire. R.I.P. fedoras, you had your moment. Kanye, Jaden, Youngblood, Kid Cudi were among the few who were brave enough to buck the trend and don the skirt. And for a short minute, skirts, kilts, and dress-like pieces for guys were a thing. It even hit enough for many to officially try it who were not celebrities, but they simply didn't catch on strong enough for mass appeal to become a staple, at least in America. You can see it in Europe and in Japan a little bit. So while androgynous styles as a whole became more popular, the skirt, kilt was a bridge too far, at least for guys, for now. It might make some headways this next decade though. Biker joggers, a massive hit when they released during the mid-2010s. The sewn ridges on pants felt like you were wearing some extra detail that was right in line with punk and grunge looks that took the fashion world by storm in the mid-2010s, the Jerry years, we like to call it. Now, you'd be lucky to find someone wearing them, unless it's to walk in the house or to sleep in. Biker joggers had a purpose for nearly a year and a half, and then we just had to let them go. We can stretch it to 2. We did get far more tapered sweats out of the deal, so we should thank the fashion gods for keeping the silhouette while ditching the extraness. Zippers. Zippers on everything. There was a time zippers on the side of tees, on the side of flannels, on the side of your denim jeans was a major fashion statement. Jerry Lorenzo. It got a little crazy, to be honest, so crazy that it died down considerably. While you still see the occasional zipper on the side of a great many pieces, many people have since migrated to more sophisticated looks or classic looks that may keep the same silhouettes but ditches the unnecessary function. We cannot forget vintage band tees, yet another byproduct of the Jerry years. He seems to be very influential this decade. But vintage band tees had their moment in the sun. Seemed like every vintage tee of every kind started making rounds in the mid-2010s, starting a wave that nearly survived the decade. It probably did survive the decade. Now the trend has been replaced for the most part with a more minimal grunge look, and even designer clothing, while vintage band tees themselves have become more like expensive collector's items. So they're still around, but they're not nearly as popular as they once were. You remember when acid wash denim tried to come back and be a thing? For like 1 year, it tried, even when nobody was asking for it. That's because this was completely corporate manufactured trend that attempted to capitalize on the 90s trend that captivated nearly the entire decade. However, acid wash denim just couldn't make the cut because distressed denim became a staple and they're so much better. And you just don't need acid wash. And finally, the Chelsea boot. We gotta put the Chelsea boot on here. For a time, the Chelsea boot was the only damn boot that many men would wear, making it a huge trend that has admittedly survived in parts. But as the years went by, the Chelsea became more and more saturated. And when a trend hits critical mass, large parts of the base that would buy that shoe may move on to something a bit more involved. Such is the case with the Chelsea. Plus, the sneaker industry just blew up and cats went back to sneakers. Now, the Chelsea is a situational boot, one to have in your repertoire, but not one to wear every day. And even then, it requires a certain style to pull off. So, Chelsea is still there, but don't wear it every day, please. However, trends are trends and your style is yours. Wear what you want, but wear it well. If you happen to wear any of these Doesn't mean that you're off trend or not fashion forward. It simply means that you don't care, which is a good place to be. It means you're comfortable with yourself. So go ahead and wear a fedora with a vintage band tee and an acid wash denim skirt with a pair of Chelsea boots. And don't forget the zippers, if you will. That sounds like a terrible outfit, but if you working, you know, that's you, then it's all you. Even so, let us know some trends that came and went in the 2010s in the comments that we may have missed, or just give your general thoughts. Also, hand us a thumbs up if you like this video, and follow us on Instagram for all the latest out of Japan and beyond. But most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info on international street fashion and culture from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Oh, I know this is gonna make some people mad. Like, my fedora, man, I still wear that. I still rock the fedora. And my Chelsea boots. I actually had to, there's some snacks over here, and they're quite delicious. Corn nuts. Should pay me. I'm looking for that, corn nut sponsorship. I love corn nuts. I rock the fedora.